All right, ladies, introduce yourselves to UBC.
Hi, I'm Denise Tunnell. And I'm Janice Tunnell of Illusions Cosmetics.
Wonderful. Tell us a little bit about Illusions and how it got started.
Well, Illusions started out as a line of just a couple lip glosses, just something I was playing around with when I first became a makeup artist, and I wanted to just do something fun. So I just started with a few lip glosses, selling it to my friends, co-workers at the time. I used to be a tax accountant, so I was like selling it around the office. And then it became kind of popular, and then both my sister and I are freelance makeup artists for feature film and television. So through our experiences as makeup artists, we found that there weren't that many options for women of color. We came across African American women, Asian women, Hispanic women who couldn't find what they were looking for, particularly when it came to foundations and powders. So from that's how Illusions expanded into a full line of cosmetics.
Wow, so how do you make and sell makeup around the office? Like, I want to go back to like, when you're like, you know what, I'm just going to make my own makeup.
Well,
how does that work?
When it's somebody to do it for you, actually.
Yeah, okay.
But when it started off with just lip glosses, I found a company that helped you create colors. So just start off with something like that. And it was just something just to do because I found that very interesting. When I came across the company that helped you make lip gloss colors, I found that interesting. So that's how it all started, just playing with it. But then when we got serious, then that's when we started searching out chemists and that kind of thing.
I see. Okay, so I was asking you about, you're here in LA at the UBC headquarters for a cosmetics convention, and I just wanted to kind of let people know what is involved in that. You were telling me a bit earlier, but if you could.
It's the IMAC, which is the International Makeup Artist Trade Show. It's held in Pasadena, California every June, probably somewhere around the 21st through the 24th time frame. It's always 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday. And it's for anybody, but mainly targeted towards professional makeup artists in film and television, for some beauty makeup artists as well. And basically it's just a big old exhibition hall with just vendor after vendor after vendor. Every professional makeup brand you can think of, and they're selling their products. They're doing product demonstrations. They're doing makeovers, body painting, face painting. They have classes where you can learn to airbrush, or you can just kind of learn what's the latest and greatest thing in airbrushing and airbrush makeup, especially with high definition being such a big thing now. There were lots of classes on HD, airbrushing for HD, things like that. Just tons of, like, they have panels where they have makeup artists for some of the really, really big movies come in, and like Benjamin Button, things like that. And they sit and they ask, those makeup artists different questions, and people can ask them questions. And it's just, a makeup artist's dream, just to be there and to be, at least for me anyway, to be amongst all of that and just to purchase everything that I can buy, spend my last dollar on whatever. It's just a Q-tip. I'm going to buy it.
Love it.
Actually, we've been attending this conference for 9 years. This is our 9th year.
Wow.
When we first attended, we were so overwhelmed. We had never been to anything like it before. We were so overwhelmed. Oh my God, I want to be here. I want to be there. It's like all these classes you wanted to attend, but you couldn't be in the same place at one time. And then as the years went on, we saw where we felt like it was kind of going down a little bit, but because we did this annually, we continued to come. And then this year, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but it was like we'd never been there before. It was so inspiring. The show just did a total 360. Like, we couldn't believe it. It was so overwhelming. Again, it was just like going for the first time again. We were so overwhelmed. She was on Twitter left and right, taking photos from her BlackBerry, posting them up on Twitter, and to the people who put the show on, Makeup Artist Magazine, they were like thanking us on Twitter because she was twittering all day, like showing different aspects of the show.
Wow.
So it was very exciting, and we were just so happy to be there.
That's amazing.
And correction, that's Tweety.
Right. See, you can tell the difference between the. Yeah, I see. I do this
all the time.
Me too. Don't worry. So, when you go to something like this kind of convention, but just also in general, what are you finding is the competitive landscape for other independent companies that are focused on beauty for women of color? Are there a lot in the field? Are you kind of out there alone? Independence.
There's not a lot in the field. If there are, you don't know about them. You can't find them. But just amongst some of the bigger companies, there's really not any competition at all. Because there are some companies who are, like, for instance, Bobbi Brown Cosmetics, I think, does a good job in color range for women of color. But even within that, some of her foundations for women of color, especially the darker women of color, are too red. And so, again, there's not, you know, a match there for us. And then a lot of these lines kind of push, you know, they want to say that there's one particular foundation color for your skin tone, and there's not. More than likely, any woman of color is going to have to mix at least two foundations. That's just a given. I finally accepted that.
Right, right.
And even with some powders sometimes, you're just going to have to play with it to find what's right for you. So that's one thing we would like to do more of, is just educate women on that and educate them on how to use the cosmetics that they have. I mean, we're not claiming to be the best line out there. We're just claiming to be an option to what's out there.
Right.
And so we're trying to teach women that, you know, there are other options, and you have to know what you're doing when you're using cosmetics. You know, don't just buy it because somebody, you know, pushed you into buying it at the, you know, department store, but to basically take your time to learn how to use it before you make that purchase.
Right, right. Now, what advice would you give to someone who's like you, working at the accounting spot, working at the DMV, has a dream to, whether it's lip gloss, whether it's foundations, whether it's nail polish? I mean, you know, everyone has their own specialties. Not so much in your specific makeup journey, but really in the business side of it. What were the steps that you took to, you know,
I started working right away.
Right.
So I always tell people to have a plan, know your craft, always study, take classes. Like we were coming for 9 years in a row, but we're also coming for education, not just to buy up all products and spend money, but also...
This one is.
Right. But we were also learning something in the process.
Right, absolutely.
So, you know, you have to really study, you know, come up with a plan and work your plan.
Love
also,
it.
I think research. You know, research where you want to be. You know, whatever that craft may be, research, and from there you'll find the steps to take to get to where you want to be. I think. But for me, the way I fell into it was somewhat similar to her, but a little different. I was an accountant as well, and during that time, I started working on television news. So I was going in at like 3:30 in the morning to the television stations doing makeup for the anchors. And I was also doing this CNN thing and just doing a bunch of television news, music videos with a full-time job. How I managed it, I have no idea. So once I was laid off of my job, and then from there they gave me 3 more months before, once I was told I was laid off, I had 3 more months before we actually left the job. And during that 3 months, of course, like I said, I was already doing the television news, but from then I was just letting everybody know what I did.
Got it.
So that I was, you know, making connections so that once it was over, I could just keep moving, I could keep working it, and that's exactly what happened. Once that job was over, I kept moving, I kept working.
Got it. Inspirational stories. So basically, Urban Beauty Collective is a site that's dedicated to urban style professionals and the people they inspire. So it's really, you know, artists of color who are hairstylists, barbers, makeup artists, wardrobe stylists. This is really for the professional level, and the people who kind of just like the average Joes that might come to your convention just to kind of check it out, and people who are, you know, really interested at that level. And so we were creating a really great community for just people to talk to each other that are doing this for a living. So what should all of our pros that are on urbanbeautycollective.com know about Illusions in 30 seconds or less from each of you? Go.
Illusions enhances all that is beautiful in you.
Woo, she was ready. Be ready.
She's so nice.
Did she still you love it?
So basically, we just want them to know that Illusions is for them. You know, wide range of foundations, wide range of colors. There's always something in that line for everybody.
Wonderful. And ladies, can you give us your website so we can make sure people can go check it out?
Sure, it's www.illusionsbeauty.com.
And the Twitter?
www.twitter.com/illusionsbeauty.
Illusions Beauty. Okay, got it. Well, thank you so much. These are the owners of Illusions Beauty in Los Angeles. Signing off, lady. You're beautiful. Thank you so much.